Six-game homestand, Bob, and we've been doing a lot of scoreboard watching. You look at where the Pirates are, they're definitely involved in a pennant race right now.
It really is going to get serious now. We're getting in close to that trading deadline, and every night we're going to be looking at that board and watching what the Reds do, checking out the Cardinals, even looking at Milwaukee now and then. But it's not just the National League Central anymore. Look at that wild card race. We're actually a game up on the Braves, so we're 3 games up on the Dodgers. We got to look all over the National League this year.
Yeah, we'll be watching again the scoreboard tonight, and we'll be watching to see what this Pirates offense does. We've talked about this a lot, Bob, that starting really at the beginning of June, the offense picked up. It has continued this month of July.
It has just been simply remarkable. I had no idea that the offense would get this good. I knew it was going to get better, but oh my gosh. I mean, look at the averages almost up at 300, and it's the home runs that really pop out to me. This team just continues night after night to find a way to get the ball over the fence and have that instant offense.
Barrel league leaders, there you see it. The Pirates in the month of July, first in average, first in homers, RBIs, and OPS. And this month, boy, Neil Walker, just one of the boys that has been hitting the baseball all over the place. And Pedro Alvarez as well, and of course, led by the man, Andrew McCutchen. Indeed, a PNC power play is on the way next. Begin a 6-game homestand. Big crowds expected all weekend long. Tonight, a free shirt Friday as the Marlins are in town for game 1 of a 3-game series. Yes, indeed, a big crowd, sellout crowd expected despite the inclement weather all day long. The rain has stopped. We wondered if this one might start on time, but it will as the Pirates and Miami Marlins meet in game 1 of the 3-game series. You can see the Pirates have taken the field. Kevin Correa getting in his warm-ups. And folks have certainly warmed to this Pittsburgh Pirates club, and Kevin Correa getting some W's of late. Take a look at the lineup he'll be facing. Ozzie Guillen, the skipper now of the really disappointing Marlins. Jose Reyes will lead things off since 2008, batting .392 against the Pirates. Emilio Bonifacio bats second. Carlos Lee was acquired a few weeks ago from the Astros. Logan Morrison hits cleanup. Justin Ruggiano is in right. Greg Dobbs at third. Hanley Ramirez is out. Omar Infante, John Buck, and Ricky Nolasco for the Fish.
There's Kevin's numbers, brought to you by the Western Pennsylvania Chevy dealers. 1-5-1 lately is even that record out. 6 wins, 6 losses to break out on top of the 500 mark tonight.
One thing for sure, the Marlins may be a disappointment in the standings. Their pitching has been a disappointment. Their batting average has dropped below the Pirates, 241. Pirates now hitting 247. But these guys get on base, they will run. And this ball drilled to right center field, crushed over the right center field wall. A quick strike from Jose Reyes, his 5th. 1-0 Marlins.
Well, Greg, I'd like to add what you were saying there about the Marlins. You know, when you are going up against an underachieving team like the Marlins, who are expected to do so much more, I think you have to be very concerned. They can be extremely dangerous. You don't know when are they going to come out and start playing great, play like they maybe thought they were going to at the beginning of the season. You know, it can be at any time where they can put on a run and win 6-7 games in a row. You don't want to be in the way of that. So that's why playing a team like the Marlins, you don't feel good about it, because they can be much better than what their record shows.
Marlins 44-48 on the year. Reyes hit his 5th of the season. Another look at it.
Fastball, middle of the plate, letter high.
Correa, the 15th home run he has allowed this season. Popped out of play by Emilio Bonifacio. Bonifacio hitting .272, .313 from this side of the plate. Correa 6-6 on the year. Ball lifted toward the line and left, foul territory, and it will drop untouched as Alvarez gave chase.
Yeah, tough sky to find that baseball. As it goes up there, the baseball's going to look kind of gray. And what's straight up? Nothing but gray clouds. Not an easy play when you're trying to run down, find the railing, and then look back and try and find the baseball. And you can kind of see a little bit of a course correction with Pedro right there. He starts to veer back to his right a little bit, because at that point he found it and realized he wasn't going in the right spot.
Two count on Bonifacio with Carlos Lee on deck. Marlins lost 2 of 3 as they started this road trip at Wrigley Field. Lost the last 2 games of that series. Paul Mahalem beat them at Wrigley yesterday afternoon. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count remains on Bonifacio.
Cubs have been playing better.
Yep. El Caballo back in Pittsburgh.
He was just here, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he came out of the middle of the game here at PNC Park. He was told he was traded.
Slap to left. Base hit for Bonifacio. Those numbers we showed you. Now he has hit against the Pirates last couple of years. Rivers Casino tips to win.
There they are, set the hook early. I'm talking about getting Nolasco out of the ball game. He has got great numbers against the Pirates. Let's not wait around. Let's turn this around. This is a different Pirate team than he's used to. Sushi in the pen, that really refers to the bullpen. Going to have to probably pitch at least 3, maybe 4 innings tonight, because Kevin hasn't gone very deep of late. So they're going to have to get ready in a hurry. No time to cook that fish. And with Pedro Alvarez, his batting average, his slugging percentage is higher against the Marlins than any other organization he has faced in his 3-year career here in the big leagues. I mean, he really does have great numbers against the Marlins. So I'm hoping that continues in tonight's contest.
Good work on those, Bob.
Oh, you're welcome, Greg. Anytime I can come up with something that piques your...
sushi, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sushi man.
And it's as if you were up early this morning working on those tips to win. My good, those weren't just slapped together.
Going to catch fish, you got to get up early.
Yeah. 1-1 on Carlos Lee. This is game number 12 with the Marlins, hitting .257 with Miami, a home run, 7 RBIs with the Marlins. And a pitch out. Bonifacio has 22 stolen bases, caught just twice. The Marlins have stolen the most bases in all of baseball. They've swiped 88 bags. By comparison, the Pirates just 48. And there he goes. Oh, quick tag, almost got him. Walker took the one-hop quick slap tag, but a stolen base for Bonifacio, his 23rd.
I didn't think he got a real good jump that time. I thought I saw a little bit of a spin in his wheels. Watch his feet. See if there's a little. See how both of them kind of slid as he turned.
Oh, that was close.
Oh man. Well, I think he looked out there. I thought Walker did a great job at not only picking that ball out of the dirt, but getting the tag down. He put the glove right in front of the bag. At least from that angle, he looked out.
Lee trying to move him over at least. Take another look. The AGH cam. Oh, he got him. Yes. What a shot from the AGH cam.
That hand went right into the glove. Great tag by Neal.
Marlins get the first call of the series. Second base umpire Dan Iasonia. Flair. He hitting .283 overall. And .299 with men in scoring position. This is an area that the Marlins have really had trouble batting with men in scoring position, hitting just .227 in these situations. Lee historically has been a very good RBI man. There goes Bonifacio for third, and the ball dropped by Alvarez. Stolen base.
That was going to be close. He didn't catch the ball, but we can watch the empty glove and
I think
see if that tag would, if the ball would have stuck in the glove. Bonifacio going for the back side of the bag and wouldn't have been able to tag him.
The infield back will concede a run. Already 1-0 and no one out. And there's an RBI for Carlos Lee. Limps to first base. 2-0.
For a shoe. Not moving very well.
37th RBI overall this season, his 8th with the Marlins, as Bonifacio uses those legs to steal second and third. They benefit from the call at second, and it's 2-0 Miami. Here now Logan Morrison. Takes a ball. I know you guys discussed this in the pregame about Correa. Bob, you mentioned getting some wins, and your point being he's pretty much the same guy we saw last year and the beginning of this season, but he's getting some offensive support, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, he really, if you're just looking at his season, when he was 1-5, you think, oh, off to just a horrible start. And now he's been 5-1, but as far as the way he's pitched, it's pretty much the same. The ERA is not that big of a difference. And actually, he was going a little further in games back then. You have to go back to early May to find a game where he went more than 6 innings. And I think also early May where he's thrown 100 pitches. So he was pitching better than I think his numbers would show early in the season. And he's 5-1, but he's pitching basically the same. He has a 6-6 record, and he probably should have a 6-6 record. Of course, back April and May, none of the Pirate starters were getting any run support. J-Mac, his ERA was about an even 2, and he had 3 losses. He'd been shut out 3 times. But that has turned around. The offense has exploded, and it's taken charge on this team.
Just missed. Home plate umpire Mark Wegner. 2-2. So it's Wegner behind the plate. Dale Scott at first base in the crew chief. We mentioned Sonia and Mr. C.B. Bucknor is at third. Missing in. C.B. Bucknor. Dale Scott, you saw the crew chief. He'll be behind the plate tomorrow night. Bucknor will move to second. And home plate umpire tonight, Wegner will go to third. This ball into the air to McCutchen for the second out. Correa, one of those numbers we talk about a lot from last year, the strange splits. This is known as a pretty good pitcher's yard, but for some reason he struggled mightily at PNC Park last season. 2-8, 7.71 ERA. This year his earned run average better in his home yard, 350 compared to 486 on the road. A strike on Justin Ruggiano.
As it should be. This is a good place to pitch in. Maybe a little bit better of a pitcher's ballpark than a hitter's ballpark. Which, Greg, makes what Andrew is doing even more impressive. Because he plays his home games in a ballpark that's 410 to left center.
And there is McCutchen coming in to make the catch. A leadoff home run. That base hit slapped the other way. A couple of steals, a ground out, and it's 2-0 Fish. 2-0. Check out the Clint Hurdle lineup card tonight, brought to you by Toyota moving forward. Alex Presley, Neil Walker, Andrew McCutchen, and Garrett Jones, last 7 home games, hitting .385. Casey McGee will follow. Then it's Pedro Alvarez. The bottom third of the batting order, Rod Barajas, Clint Barmas, and Kevin Correa. It's Ricky Nolasco.
There you see Ricky's numbers. I was looking at his some of the matchup numbers between our hitters and Ricky, and in his career, he's given up a total of 17 hits to the players on our roster, and only 2 of those have been for extra bases, a double and a triple. He has really given us a hard time. And the buck stops here tonight.
Last year he led the National League in hits allowed. His ERA .447. Ball, 1 strike on Presley, hitting .240. One ball, 2 strikes on Alex Presley. He is ready for tonight's Bucco game.
I think there's a pirate tattoo on that arm. In between the flames, I think it said Pirates. Yeah, look at that.
That's some serious stuff there, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I got to go with the glasses.
I'm being told that those might be sleeves.
Oh, come on.
All part of the costume, I guess.
I'm not supposed to know that.
Oh, yeah, I see the little seam. See the seam on the left arm?
Oh, come on.
There's the seam. I see it.
It's a real tattoo. That's he had surgery last month.
That's what that seam is?
A scar.
Tommy John?
Yep. Hey, leadoff walk. Pirates try to come right back against Ricky Nolasco. Get to our day in Pirates history, brought to you by Day Automotive and Pedro Alvarez. July 20th, 2010, 2 years ago. Pirates scored 9 runs in the first inning for the first time since 1983, led by Pedro Alvarez grand slam. Pirates beat the Brewers 11-9. That's a good omen.
8's good today.
You'll take 8.
Yeah,
huh?
just 8.
Okay. Walker tries to start a new hitting streak. His 17-gamer snapped on Wednesday. Takes ball 1. Batting .305 from the left side of the plate. .281 as a right-hand batter. 1 for 9 in his career against Nolasco. Presley tried to run. He has 8 steals, caught 4 times.
You got to fight fire with fire, huh? Marlins are runners. Fast swimmers, I guess.
2 balls, no strikes. And of course, McCutchen on deck. We always point this out. Regardless of who's batting second, it's been interesting to watch how a pitcher approaches the number 2 man. In this case, Walker. It does make it more difficult when Walker batting second is hitting as well as he is. .500 last 7 games.
You know, also, it's interesting to me, Greg, like in this situation here, if you're worried about the steal, the running game, hit, run, whatever, you know, one of the things you can do to help yourself out is to strike 1, then strike 2. Because from that point on, the hit and run is off, and even on the steal, the hitter, Walker in this instance, he can't take a pitch to let Presley try to steal it back. So you're really playing into the Pirates' hands when you fall behind in the count, if you're worried at all about them maybe using the running game.
Off speed, strike 2 and 2.
So to go along with throw strikes because of who's on deck, you want to throw strikes to try and help yourself not be run on.
John Buck has caught 8 in 40 attempts. Nolasco throws over. A 2-2 count on Walker. Pirates down 2-0 early. Will pop that, dropping in there for a base hit. Little flare. 2 aboard for McCutchen.
Another streak started. Not really a bullet anywhere. A little off the end of the bat flare, but maybe that's what you need to get another streak built.
Great ovation for the People's Choice, Andrew McCutchen. Major league leader in hitting, 369. Second in homers in the National League with 22. He's tied for second in RBIs with 65. On McCutchen. Major league leader in slugging percentage. Jerseys everywhere. 0-1 on McCutchen with Jones on deck.
Not only just Pittsburgh either.
Yeah.
We're seeing them all over the place. Definitely, he's become nationally known. Andrew McCutchen, he's kind of putting, well, the team's putting themselves on the map with the all the wins and being in first place and all that, but he is drawing so much attention to the Pirates himself.
Nolasco out in front, 0-2. McCutchen 3 for 9 against Nolasco in his career. And Nolasco gets the big strikeout. McCutchen goes down, and John Buck will go out to talk to him now.
Then we're going to take another look at the way this sets up. Really, he's not giving in to him at all. He kept the ball at the knees or lower the entire time. He just made some great pitches. That's right at the very bottom of the strike zone. I think gave him one fastball. That was right at the knees. So that was just a great job by Nolasco.
Shot past first into right. Presley will score. Walker to third. Garrett Jones gets the Bucks on the board. Immediately after the strikeout of McCutchen, G.I. Jones rips it to right.
Yeah, very aggressive. Just went up there swinging the bat right away. Not overthinking the situation, just looking for something that he can get the head of the bat on and hit it hard.
Past Carlos Lee.
Walker is at third with 1 out. Tying run.
Eight homers, 34 RBIs for McGee.
Casey was trying to do the same thing, maybe with the same game plan that Garrett did.
Go up there. Be aggressive. Take a charge at that first pitch, but he got a slider off the plate. That's why he gets 3 strikes, so he can regroup. Take a different approach.
Checks and takes. 1 ball and 1 strike. Correa gave up the 2, but he watches his club bounce right back for him, get 1 and try to tie it here. McGee looking to avoid hitting the ball on the ground. One and 2.
Well, that first inning shouldn't really bother Kevin. I mean, his goal is to go 6 or 7 innings in a ball game, give up 3 runs or less. He just used a couple of his earlies. Throw up a couple of zeros now.
One and 2. He gets McGee.
That's almost identical to the McCutchen strikeout. Way out in front of that, and both McCutchen and Casey, you see the bat goes through the zone before the ball gets there.
Velasco faces Alvarez with 2 on and 2 out. Strike 1.
Well, so far, Nolasco's not exactly pouring the fastballs in there tonight. A lot of off-speed stuff in his first 20 pitches. Another off-speed pitch.
And out in front 0 and 2.
Like he went curveball slider.
.55 RBIs for Alvarez. He's tied for 4th in the league with 19 homers. Taps it foul.
He's throwing in the kitchen sink here. Looks like curveball slider. I think that last one, it's either a backdoor slider or a changeup. We'll take a look here.
Oh, 2 count.
Wasn't the curveball, wasn't a fastball. Just see that, just showing him the fastball about a foot outside. Like, okay, I have the fastball, but you're not going to get it. Yeah, that was a changeup. That pitch was fouled off.
Bunch of pitches from which to choose there. 1 and 2 the count. Lays off in the dirt. There goes Garrett Jones. He'll reach second without a throw. He's in scoring position on the wild pitch. Two and 2. Should Alvarez reach, Barajas would have a shot. Alvarez is averaging a home run every 14.6 at bats. That's second only to Ryan Braun in terms of home run ratio in the National League. Velasco strikes out McCutchen, McGee, and Alvarez. The Pirates do get on the board. After 1, it's 2-1.
Brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. By your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
2-1 here in Pittsburgh. The Pirates trail the Marlins. First of a 3-game series. 6, 7, 8 men in the order for the Marlins due up against Kevin Correa. Greg Dobbs starting at third base for the injured Hanley Ramirez. What a story that is. Ramirez punched a cooling fan in St. Louis last couple of weeks and had to have a couple stitches. But apparently was not taking his antibiotics and it became infected, so he was going to the hospital today. Had it checked out this afternoon. Ozzie Guillen, one thing about him, you're going to hear the truth publicly about his players. Good or bad. Don't try to hide it. Came out and said it. Hey, he didn't take his medication. So Ramirez is out for tonight, and he has struggled. What a disappointment the season has been for the Marlins after all the money they spent going into that new yard. Big rumored trade the other day about the Red Sox perhaps wanting to get Ramirez back and maybe offering Carl Crawford in return for Ramirez, and another huge disappointment, Heath Bell. Supposed to be a closer. 2-2 on Dobbs.
Yeah, Greg, when you know, and I'm not saying this is the case with Bell. I'm just saying, talking in generalities. You know, when you get a hitter from Colorado playing in Coors Field, are you really sure that you're getting the hitter you think you are? The same thing, I think, when you get a pitcher from San Diego, and that ballpark can really distort pitching numbers. You got to be careful. Now that's not the case with every single pitcher from San Diego or every single hitter from Colorado, but I'm just saying that that's something that you have to take into consideration, because those are, you know, Colorado, we were just there, we talked about it every night. It's an unbelievable hitter's ballpark, and Petco down in San Diego is a phenomenal pitcher's ballpark. So that's the kind of thing that you have to think about when you're going to go after one of those types of players.
Greg Dobbs, the veteran, singles to center field. That's a great point, though. Both angles there. The pitcher's ballpark, very pitcher friendly Petco, and the hitter friendly Coors Field in Denver. And the Marlins not only brought in Ozzie Guillen, but then in just a few days they signed 3 prominent free agents. They shelled out $191 million to Reyes, Heath Bell, and Mark Burley. And they tried to sign Albert Pujols and C.J. Wilson. So most figured that at the very least they would be in the thick of the race, if not leading the East by now. Ball bounced hard to third. There's one. And there is 2, and that's hard to do, Infante.
I'll tell you what. Again, Walker just a fantastic on defense at second base. What a beautiful turn. And, Pedro didn't do him any favors with this throw. Check it out. Has to reach way back across his body, and now he's all out of shape to make this throw with a very fast runner going down the line, and still makes it a 2-out play.
fifth double play that Infante has hit into this season. Fouled out of play deep on the club level. Looked as though Walker was looking over at Pedro Alvarez and saying, I didn't see it.
Well, he made a good guess of where it was. It went right in his glove.
Toward the gap in left center field. That's hit well.
Big double play now, huh?
Yeah. Splits Presley and McCutchen, and John Buck has himself a 2-out double.
Look out at Neil Walker, second base, and say thank you. That double play he just turned saved this from being a run scoring double.
Seven doubles for Buck, and now Nolasco, 5 hits and 30 at bats. Not an automatic out at the plate.
Got 3 RBIs. Knows how to help himself out.
Career 140 average with a home run. And a home run 6 years ago.
Nolasco from Corona, California. Isn't that down by San Diego?
It is.
Well, if these two guys might have,
I'm sure they did over the years, huh?
Faced each other in some amateur league years ago. Kevin, as we've said, is from San Diego.
Off his glove, he'll have plenty of time to recover and get his mound opponent. Into the bottom of the second, it's 2-1 Miami.
Ah, yes, Zoltan is back in the house, and so are the Bucks. It's 2-1 Marlins as we head to the second inning. As always, we want to ask you to join us on Game Connect, and you can. Yes, you can watch the game on TV, but you can also watch it on Game Connect on the computer via rootsports.com. It's a great way to follow the game as far as stats are concerned, but you can also join us on Twitter on Game Connect. And, we're going to throw you a curve tonight. Ask you a question, and maybe we could start the debate on Twitter. Who's on the block? Which major trades could happen by the deadline, which is less than 2 weeks away? We ask you to interact with us on Game Connect via Twitter or email, and maybe we'll get some interesting names of players and or teams that we could discuss throughout the night. Boys, what do you think?
It'll be fun, Dan. I'll tell you, this is going to be as much fun, certainly for Pirate fans, that they have had in years leading up to the deadline. Kevin Towers, the general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, said it the other day. This could be one of the craziest few days leading up to the deadline ever, with all the teams that believe they're involved.
You have two clubs that are at the end of the year going to have that one-game playoff to grab the wild card spot. So more teams than ever have a legitimate shot of going to the postseason. And then once you get into that month of October, if you're still playing, then it's somebody that's got a couple of hot starting pitchers can win it all, because then it becomes a roll the dice type situation. The 6-month season, that kind of separates the good from the bad. But if you can get into the tournament, then you just got to get hot at the right time, like the Cardinals did.
Fly ball to shallow left. Reyes puts it away. Barajas retired.
That's a perfect example of that, is what the Cardinals did last year. They barely snuck in at the final hour on the final day, and they end up going home with all the hard work.
That's why it's got to be awfully difficult for any general manager to accept that you're out of it. I think the most interesting team of all of them is the Phillies.
Yeah, we were talking about that at dinner. I agree with you that can the Phillies actually, with all their talent, especially pitching talent, say, okay, we're out of it this year, and throw the towel in and start trading?
After what the Cardinals did last year?
This is why it's going to be very interesting tonight to see what the folks at home have to say about this.
Exactly. Two on Barmes. There was already a big trade today involving the Blue Jays and Houston Astros. 10 players dealt, including Francisco Cordero to Houston. Jay Happ went to Toronto. There's a couple of the players involved in that big trade. El Caballo was dealt a couple of weeks ago when the Astros were right here in Pittsburgh. That's one team certainly admitting that they are making deals and players are available. Houston Astros. In case you missed it, there's that trade we talked about. David Carpenter going along with Brandon Lyon and Jay Happ.
David Carpenter from West Virginia.
The Greinke thing, I guess, is public now, that we had heard that he had been offered a contract, and the Brewers have indeed offered him one. There's a strikeout of Barmes and 4 Ks for Ricky Nolasco, 2 outs, nobody on. And about the other day in Denver, Jeremy Guthrie was staked to the early lead, 3-0 in the first, 5-1 after 2, but did not make it out of the 3rd inning, and he stormed off. Well, actually, he sprinted off the mound.
Ran off the mound.
If you're watching the game on Wednesday in Denver, maybe to avoid the fans just absolutely destroying him with boos as they had his previous time out.
So that's what makes
he tipped his cap.
That makes it bad.
There's a liner toward right center field. It's going to be right to.
In the lights.
Yeah. The right fielder Ruggiano battled the lights and made the catch, and the Pirates go down in order and trail 2-1 after 2. Subscribe to MLB.tv. See every Pirates Out of Market game live, online, and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Pirates.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. And they are everywhere again tonight. Front page story in the Post-Gazette detailing the fact that tickets are much harder to get. Tonight, sellout. Tomorrow, likely to be. Sunday, some tickets available. So you're encouraged to go to Pirates.com and order your tickets and then check out the remaining games on the home schedule.
Got to plan ahead.
Yeah, including 3 with the Chicago Cubs. It'll be fun to see the Cubbies Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday afternoon. And bring your Z with you.
Let's go Bucks.
Breaking pitch to Reyes, who started the game with a home run. Strike. It was big news when they signed Reyes away from the Mets and how they were going to handle Hanley Ramirez moving from short to third to accommodate Reyes.
They may handle that by moving him somewhere besides their third. To the Red Sox.
Falls behind 3-1. Pirates were in Miami earlier this season and split a brief 2-game series. Three and 2.
Quite a ballpark they have there. Miami. It's very South Florida.
Pirates were there in mid-May.
Extremely colorful.
New look, design, the new name, Miami Marlins. Found out a play.
So finally decided that there was somebody else in Florida that they could take the whole state to themselves.
So they went from the Florida Marlins to the Miami Marlins. They moved into new Marlins Park. They signed big name free agents like Jose Reyes, who led the league in hitting last year, hit .337. And he's got himself another hit. He'll run 20 steals and 25 tries. One player the Pirates are happy is not here for now is the big right-handed stick, Giancarlo Stanton, on the disabled list, had right knee surgery. He might return next month. Leads the Marlins with 19 homers and 50 runs batted in.
How Ozzy's return to Chicago went.
He's been embroiled in controversy once again this season. Doesn't matter what uniform he's wearing. He's a guy that over the years has most times told it like it is. What got him in the most trouble earlier this year were comments on Fidel Castro that got him suspended. He apologized profusely for it.
Because if you would have been maybe in Seattle or something, you would have probably would have raised eyebrows.
Sure,
but in South Florida, that's not going to.
Of all areas of the country,
there.
huh?
Yeah, so he did get in some trouble for that. When I saw, Greg, that they were going to play the Cubs before they came here, I started thinking about the media circus that he was going to have there in that little tiny walk-in closet of a manager's office. what that must look like. My guess is he pretty much did everything outside. What do you think that manager's office is? Are we 10 by 10?
No, it's as you say, it's a closet. Of course, he ripped Wrigley Field. Was it last summer or the summer before last?
He pretty much ripped the Cubs in the chance he got. Well, he was White Sox manager. I mean, that's pretty much expected. I think it's something you have to do if you're a White Sox guy and you're going to be outspoken. You got to rip the Cubs. That rivalry, I don't think people around the country, baseball fans, realize, I never did, what it's like there in Chicago until you actually go and you see it. You look at the T-shirts and stuff on the south side that they're wearing when you play the White Sox and you go to play. They have a true dislike for each other, the White Sox and Cubs organization. I've seen Yankee fans at Met games rooting for the Mets. I don't think you would ever see that in Chicago. White Sox fans going up to the north side, sitting in the stands and rooting on the Cubs. Not going to happen.
I don't think so. It's Bonifacio.
Chased up the ladder.
Took a while to get him, slapping a bunch of balls foul, and finally Correa strikes him out. First K for Correa.
He's going to try and slap that one to left. Just couldn't get up there on top of it.
Second year with the Pirates. I've seen Carlos Lee. Bucks down a run in the third. Talk about the White Sox. Carlos Lee. Number of years, of course, with the Houston Astros most recently, but prior to that, good years with the White Sox.
We're having a fine season since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
They're in first place. New manager. Solid season. Robin Ventura.
Even though he put up some pretty good numbers with Houston, of course, with the White Sox, and then on to Milwaukee for about a season and a half before he was dealt to Texas at the end of the 06 season. Signed a big contract with Houston, put up good numbers. That's where franchises can really get themselves in trouble and handcuff themselves for years. Mega deals. The Astros, one of those clubs that when you look back at it, I'm not sure that they would have done it again.
Sign your own guys to mega deals. Yeah. I mean, you know them extremely well. And they're probably, if you're signing your own guys, they're probably a little bit younger. Free agents, wow. As you just said, you better be right, because you can make a huge mistake. I think with Carlos Lee too, Greg, it's a little bit about perception. He is so big, he looks like he should be hitting 50 home runs a year, and he does have power, but he's not like a big time power hitter. I mean, he'll shoot the ball to right. He'll spray it around. Good RBI guy, but I don't think he was the home run hitter that maybe the Astros were hoping they would get, especially with that short left field they have there, the Crawford boxes.
That's why they signed him. And they'd be popping that ball out of there all the time.
I think they were looking for another Jeff Bagwell.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out.
Well, to your point, he's the toughest man to strike out in the league.
Quite right.
Yeah. Well, Caballo goes down and a look back at Correa.
Definitely looking at something there. He chased the ball well out of the strike zone. now, he might have been looking over his shoulder, Greg, up at the
see the scoreboard,
to see if there was a replay. I think he wanted to know exactly where that pitch was. He wants to know if he chased a bad pitch.
Ball one on Logan Morrison.
Kind of surprised that Reyes is still standing at first.
Yeah.
Bonifacio saw, what, 6-7 pitches? Lee, a whole bunch of pitches. Reyes, for years, been one of the best base stealers around. He's going to run now.
Shot. Oh, a diving stop by Barmes to first, and the stretch, no, pulls McGee off. What a sensational stop by Barmes. McGee did everything he could to stay on.
Barmes has not even come close to taking that bat of his out on defense this year. Watch the foot. Ball's in the glove. The first base umpire's got a great look at whether that foot is off the bag or not.
Fans in the suite level are seeing that replay and they're reacting to it, but that's the point, is that the first base umpire could see the other side of that bag.
Yeah, he's got the angle.
Dale Scott. No argument at all from McGee.
How many just great plays have we seen Barmes turn on defense this year? You know, sure, he's, you know, hitting in the low 200s the entire season, but he does not let that part of his game, the defense, suffer.
As much as fans are kind of anxious to get a shortstop, you know, with a better batting average, a guy that can hit.
He's a smart shortstop, too.
Is.
I mean, he's a very heady player. He knows where he's supposed to go with the baseball.
And now he goes to third. Reyes. They gave it to him, so he steals a bag.
Well, see, I think that's a good play, because you want two guys in scoring position instead of one.
Morrison,
right?
yeah, Morrison asking first base umpire Gary Thurman.
I mean, if there's runners at first and second, and they're not paying any attention to you, go ahead and take off. Of course, the problem here is Morrison was caught, you know, with his head on a pillow over at first base. So now it does mean nothing. But that's a great play right there on Florida's part, as long as Morrison, you know, goes ahead, because he's not being held on. He can take a huge lead. He should be able to get to second base easily. That's what makes it a good play, is it's a double steal, or should have been.
Morrison still at first. Count 2-2 on Ruggiano, who's hitting on the year 370, picked up not too long ago. It's over 100 at bats. And now 3-2. With Dobbs, the left-hand hitter, on deck. Three and two. Stays 3-2.
'71 total pitches. That is a bunch for Correa. I said earlier, I think back very early May, the last time he went to 100 pitches in a ball game. Been a while.
Stays 3-2 on Justin Ruggiano. Yes, he did. Correa strands a pair, strikes out
at the side.
Yeah. Three batters, Bonifacio, Lee, and Ruggiano. Still 2-1 Fish. All fans get a Pirates visor thanks to the Bradenton Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. That's Michael McHenry modeling the visor for you. Come early for the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street. And stay after the game. Kids can run the bases thanks to HK Anderson Pretzels. For tickets, go to Pirates.com. Do it right now. As we said earlier, high demand now, these tickets for this series. And when the Cubs come to town Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday afternoon. Well, a backhand stop, and then a fall, and a throw, and an out call at first.
Had it all. There wasn't much time to think about doing anything else. So once he got that ball with Pressly going up the line, the only thing he could do would be that backhand flip. Here it comes. Hope it's on target. And just barely beat Pressly.
Nice little play there from Carlos Lee. Tires Pressly, who walked and scored in the first. Walker, soft single to center field in that first inning.
Single, got the batting average up to 300. Walker's great hitting of late. Being a little overshadowed. Spoke of this the other day in Colorado because of all the home runs and the gaudy batting average of Andrew out in center field. And what Walker's been doing for about a month has been pretty impressive himself.
Back 3-1 putouts. Let's go downstairs once again to Dan Potash.
All right, Brownie, thank you very much. Andrew McCutchen coming to the dish with 22 home runs this season. You know, the Buccos have hit 101 home runs in 2012. They had just 107 in all of last year. So the team record for home runs in one season, 171, which was set back in 1999. Yes, they are on pace to hit 180 home runs this season. Bob, I guess I'm going to win our bet because I told you before the season that they would hit at least 200.
Yep, that's right.
Big steak dinner.
I forgot all about that.
Big steak dinner.
All right. You name the place.
It's called Fantasyland.
Yeah, you owe us, by the way, Dan.
I
you
do.
owe us dinner.
Yep.
He was kind enough. We're kidding him because he was kind enough to take care of the tab in Denver one night. Over the third, bare hand play, and no chance. He knew it. Just went ahead and threw it anyway as McCutchen legs out the infield hit.
Well, one of the things that gives McCutchen a little bit of an advantage when we're talking about the batting title race is that with that great speed of his, he's going to pick up a hit on balls like this occasionally. With that bat speed and the power that he also possesses, as an infielder, you got to give him some room. You got to back up a little bit. So when he does hit one slowly, whether it's the third, we've seen a couple hit the shortstop that he's beat out. I mean, as an infielder, you're kind of caught. Like, how close do I want to get when he can rip a laser beam by me at any second? So maybe I should move back a little bit. But yet again, he's one of the fastest runners in the league. Maybe I should move up a little bit. Really, you catch those infielders in a tough decision.
Jones ripped a single to right field, scoring a run in the first. Talking about the home runs, Nolasco has not allowed a home run in his previous 4 starts. He's given up 10 all year. Has never given up a home run to a Pirate.
He's always been a fly ball pitcher, and by a pretty large margin. Coming into tonight's ball game, it's the first time in his career he's given up or gotten more outs on the ground than through the air, and I can't really understand that, because I think about their home ballpark and why. I think that place would be great for a fly ball pitcher. So if he's changed and he's trying to get more ground balls, I wonder why. And also his strikeouts are way down.
Ground ball, fly ball ratio for his career. Concerned about McCutchen. Had 0-2 on Jones. He has struck out 4 already. Misses away. Nolasco has won 4 consecutive starts against the Pirates since May of 2009, with an ERA of 1 over that span. Averaging over 11 strikeouts per 9 innings against the Bucks over that time. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And he gets Jones. 5 Ks for Nolasco. Still a 2-1 Marlins lead. 4th inning. Pirates, Andrew McCutchen, the base hit in the 3rd. 73 career home runs. Who holds the Pirates record for most homers by a center fielder?
Omar Moreno.
Wow, that's a great guess. I wouldn't have thought of that one. I'll go with Adrian Brown.
Okay. Also a fine guess.
Yep, thank you. Greg Dobbs singled in the 2nd.
Tyke Redmond.
That's not a bad one. First pitch. One away. Chris Duffy. Where Chris Duffy is these days. He was, you know, you've talked about those guys right there. Adrian Brown, Tyke Redmond, Chris Duffy over the years. Think about that. The center fielders that have been tried.
Yeah, they were. Every one of those guys was going to be the center fielder and couldn't do it.
Nate McLouth, and remember the uproar when McLouth was traded to Atlanta? Pirates just brought up former 1st-round draft pick Andrew McCutchen. 0-1 on Omar Infante.
I think he's going to stick. It's all said and done, he might be the answer to an awful lot of trivia questions. Pirate history. He's going to have an opportunity to write quite a few chapters himself.
Infante has the 1-out single to center field. McCutchen, the offensive numbers, he's not leading the league in every offensive category. He's 2nd or 3rd. He's leading the league in runs scored now. I said earlier he's 2nd behind Carlos Beltran in RBIs. Nothing in 1 on John Buck. Speaking of those Cardinals, they're underway in St. Louis. Playing the Cubs scoreless. And the Reds lead Milwaukee 1-0 in the 5th. Diamondbacks had a 6-0 lead yesterday in Cincinnati. The Reds came back to win it. To left center field. And Presley there to cut it off. And it's 1st and 3rd with 1 away after a quick out. Infante and Buck with singles.
A good job there by Alex as he was picking that ball up. Infante's running around second base heading for 3rd, and he didn't fall into the trap of trying to throw that ball to 3rd base. Right now he picks it up, took a little look. You saw Barmas pointing the 2nd the whole way. Don't throw the ball over here. Keep that double play in order. Of course, with Nolasco up, most likely he's going to be a sacrifice bunt.
Showed bunt, then kind of slapped at it.
Not sure what that was supposed to be. Okay. It's a hybrid check swing bunt push thing.
Stabs at it and wants it foul.
How many sacrifices does he have? You're going to look that up right now, aren't you?
Yeah. I usually have that written down.
I'm going to guess none.
5 to lead the staff. Lead the club.
He hasn't shown that yet.
One and 2.
Normally you're like, okay, get a bunt down, let me get an out. But then if you get a couple of quick strikes, now it's like, no. Not going to let you get the bunt down. Now I want to try and strike you out. That's what Correa is doing right now. He's trying to figure out a way. And to the point to where he wants to talk to Barajas about it. And I talk to everybody about it.
Entire infield will meet. How about that? Something you don't see every day. Whole infield on the mound.
It was about Pedro. That's what the meeting was about. Barajas going out there, and Correa specifically brought Pedro over there. The talk about what Infante is doing at third. I mean, that's the only reason you would.
Yeah. Well, runner breaks for the plate. That's what it was about.
Yep.
That's exactly what it was about. And with 2 strikes, Nolasco able to bring home Infante.
Pedro talking to Barmas about that play. See that very often, but I tell you what, it worked to absolute perfection, didn't it? You have to have a runner at third base that knows what he's about, knows what he's doing, and Infante certainly was able to take advantage.
Oh, big play on the bunt by Nolasco to bring home Infante. They get a run out of it and lead 3-1. Steps in the box, bucks down a couple. And once again, Ricky Nolasco tough. And now Jeff Bannister talking about the play with Rod Barajas. That's a play that
you guys have talked about
a long time. Chuck Tanner loved that, didn't he?
I can still remember the sign that Chuck Tanner would give for that play, is he would just look out at you and he would point at his eyes. You know, almost kind of like the I see you thing. And that was the play. You're supposed to bunt the ball to the third baseman, make him handle the ball, because then now he's got to make a decision of, do I throw to first and get the out, or do I try and chase the guy back to third? The real defense for that, if there is any at all, is you got to turn a double play. You crash in hard. If the bunt is bunted hard to the third baseman, he throws to second, back to first, double play, innings over, and you don't worry about the runner at third. Nolasco didn't bunt the ball to third base. And I guess that's what he was trying to do with that crazy bunt that we saw the first time.
He didn't know what he was doing.
He was trying to get the ball to third base, I guess. Because if you're going to run that play, you want the third baseman to come in and handle the ball. Now, if the third baseman picks up the ball and the runner is just behind his right shoulder, now he's going to make a decision. If I throw this ball to first, the runner walks home. If I hold on to it and chase the runner back to third, everybody's safe, bases loaded. And that's how that play works.
So again, Bob, run through it for those of us who weren't paying close attention.
You're supposed to bunt this ball to the third baseman, and if you did, then Alvarez has to make a decision what he's going to do with the ball. But as it turned out, the way the bunt was put down over onto the first base side, it works kind of like a safety squeeze. And because the runner Infante can come way down the line, he stores easy.
Reyes behind second. He is the first out.
We see that a lot during the year. I think we've talked about it. Like, why doesn't the runner at third come way down the line? Most guys are just afraid to, I guess. But like I said, when Chuck was here, Chuck Tanner, that was a play. He would force the runner to come down by putting on the play, and he would stay. It wasn't even a sign that would come from the third base coach. Chuck would give it from the bench. He would whistle, yell at everybody, point to his eyes. He didn't care if the defense knew it or not. He almost wanted them to know, because what are you going to do about it? Well, the only thing you can, and you got to be real sharp, and the ball's got to be bunted firm right at you, is you can try to get a double play. But now with the meeting, Pedro was looking for this. He tries to fake the runner back, but it doesn't matter. Infante's just going to shadow him. Wherever he goes, Infante's going to go. He took the jab step back, and then he followed him down the line.
A ball and 2 strikes on Alvarez.
But I always thought that was a great play when the Pirates did it, back in the old days. And it's just kind of a forgotten thing. Obviously, the Marlins like it.
Still 1-2, and Alvarez struck out to end the first. Velasco has punched out 5. He has given up 3 singles. It's cracked hard to right center field. This one is gone. Pedro Alvarez, number 20 on the season. It's 3-2.
That's just his appetizer on his seafood dinner tonight. That was first course. A little shrimp appetizer right there. There's more to come.
And it's the first home run that Velasco has allowed a Pirate in his career, allowed to a Pirate, and it's only the 11th this season allowed by Velasco. Talking about that long ball, the Pirates a few moments ago, Dan Potash gave you the numbers. Now with 20 on the year for Alvarez.
The last road trip, we talked a lot about McCutchen, perhaps taking a Triple Crown run this year. His competition for the home run part of it might come from that man right there.
Well, now with that, he is tied for 3rd in the league. And this ball lined to left field deep, and will bounce onto the track and into the seats. Barajas into second with a double. You talked about the singles, and the Pirates needed those extra bases.
Yeah.
Here with one out, Alvarez the home run, Barajas the double.
Just a dominance that Nolasco has had over the Pirates. The roster as it stands was hitting just .230 against him coming into the game, but just about everything singles, only 2 extra base hits. But this is what you need. Get the ball over the fence on the fly for the home run. Get some extra base hits against him. Make him work.
Doubles now for Barajas. Barmes struck out in the second. Swings and misses the breaking pitch from Nolasco. Barmes with 24 RBIs on the year.
Not paying a lot of attention to Barajas out of second base, Greg. You think he might take third?
I'm guessing not. Barajas checking around.
He's looking at the outfielders. He wants to know where everyone's at. That way he can anticipate a little bit better.
And to center field. And that look around will pay off. He knows he can score on the base hit by Barmes that ties the game at 3.
That's exactly right, Greg. When he looked out there, what he really wants to know is what's the center fielder doing? Which way is he shading? He looked behind him. He knew that they're playing Barmes over in right center. So anything hit over the shortstop, there's not going to be anybody there. There's no hesitation. He takes off right away. And even though he doesn't run very well, as we were just kind of kidding, watch, no hesitation. He knows there's nobody out in left center. Well, right there. Doesn't look, nothing. He's gone. That's because he checked the outfield before the pitch home. That's what veteran players do. What everybody should do.
Yeah. And the ball bunted foul by Correa. There's so much going on in baseball. I guess people that don't pay real close attention. I think more people are starting to now. The Pirates are playing so well, but there's so many things that go on between pitches. It's not just this lull. Shouldn't be anyway.
Well, there's a lull, but somebody's doing something all the time out there.
No, I'm saying if you pay close attention.
If you're really a student of the game, you can see what's going on all the time.
Now bunted toward first, and Correa gets the job done with the sacrifice, moving Barmes into scoring position.
That was a beautiful bunt, too. First base side. Kept it fairly close to the line, but on the grass. Excellent bunt.
Another look as the.
Now there is he right there. He is looking out there. He now knows that Bonifacio is over in right center. So he's telling himself, okay, anything hit the left center, I don't got to worry about it. There's nobody there. Nobody in left center. There's the ball, left center, I got to go. Didn't turn around, didn't look, didn't have to. He already did that before the pitch.
Randy St. Clair went out to talk to Nolasco as Todd Tomczyk, the head trainer for the Pirates, checks on Barajas. Presley walked and grounded out. I was looking at the Barmes RBI total now, Bob, with 25. I mean, that's not a ton. But Jimmy Rollins is 5th among shortstops in the National League with 34.
Yeah, he's going to end up with what? 40-some RBIs. That's not a bad total when you're hitting 8th all the time.
And
with the
you're
pitcher,
playing the type of defense
with the pitcher behind you, and you're knocking in those runs with a 200 batting average.
Yeah.
That's getting the hits. Maybe not a lot of them, but you're getting them when it counts. And it's not easy hitting it with runners on base and the pitcher behind you.
So the top 7 shortstops in terms of RBIs in the league. Ian Desmond of the Nationals with 52. Then Starlin Castro of the Cubs is 45. Rafael Furcal is third. Jed Lowry of the Astros, who's hurt. Jimmy Rollins with 34. Troy Tulowitzki on the DL has 27. And then Barmes. Again, you add that defense to that mix. It's not great, but pretty solid.
And I have my fingers crossed for this too. He had a real strong second half last year with the Astros. There's still a ton of baseball, 2.5 months yet to go. The Barmes batting average could still be up there around 240 or so at the end of the year. So plenty of time to fix that part of the game.
Velasco strikes out Presley, but Alvarez homers with 1 away. Barajas doubled. Barmes singled him home. It's tied up, and Pedro got it going with number 20. Marco Estrada, Homer Bailey pitching for Cincinnati. Pirates a half game back of the Reds in the Central. Cardinals 5 back in the division. There you see it. Brewers 7.5 back. And the Cubs and Astros. Ryan Dempster. Perhaps this pitcher is sought after more than anybody else right now. Gave up 3 runs in the first in St. Louis. Some think that could be Dempster's last start.
Yes, the Dodgers are hard after him. Is that what
That's what they say.
The rumor mill has going?
Yeah. Look at that, the Parrot. He looks different tonight, doesn't he?
He's smaller than
Go, Bucks, go.
Lost weight, I guess.
Just as fired up as ever.
Standing on the rotunda.
Two count on Bonifacio. Standing room only.
Yeah, if you're going to stand, PNC Park, another great feature is they got a good place for that. Yeah. Rotunda is great.
Yeah.
Get up there and have a great view, as good as anybody.
Bounce right side. And nicely done by Walker. Well, we threw out some guesses with our trivia question.
I want one more.
AT&T Mobility.
One more guess.
Go ahead.
I guess that neither one of us is right.
73 career homers. Who holds the Pirates franchise record for most home runs by a center fielder?
Answer is
Andy Van Slyke at 112. McCutchen at 73. Very, very early in his career.
Won't be long, Andy.
Yep, he's a coming. McCutchen, 22 this year. Well, Correa knows that after the Pirates scored a couple, key to put up a zero. What was it like for you, Bob, when the Pirates would score you a couple of runs? And I know you're always trying to keep the opposition off the board, but did you feel anything extra after your team had just scored you some runs? In this case, tying it. Like, I got to go out there and now I have to put up a zero.
Well, I think, Rick, for me, it was, what had happened prior to that. If it would have been a no-score game, it would kind of pump me up a little bit. Yeah, okay, here we go. If I'd given up a couple and then we were making a comeback, I kind of, and this is probably not a good way to pitch, I would put pressure on myself then, because I'm like thinking, okay, I'm messing up. The guys are doing their job, and I would kind of almost feel more pressure. It was really a great feeling if it was a no-score type game, and now we scored runs to put us ahead. If we're coming back from a deficit, you'd never want to put any kind of pressure on yourself. You really want to feel kind of loose and focused out there, but sometimes it's hard. You got to play almost mind games.
Gets the first two with a ground out and a strikeout. And how about that? We talked just a few moments ago about the fact that Carlos Lee is the toughest man in the league to strike out, and Correa, not a strikeout pitcher, gets him his last two at bats.
Okay, he struck out 6 guys last game, but that's his season high.
He has 4 at this moment. About 91 pitches. The other thing that Bob mentioned about his innings per start, the number of pitches he has thrown this season. Really surprising that only twice has he gone over the 100 pitch mark.
Once in April and once in early May.
Strike. And one of them, Logan Morrison.
One of the problems there for a while was that without much run support that really none of the starters were getting. You got 6 innings, and that was about it, because you were going to get pinch hit for it, because we weren't scoring very many runs.
2-1, and with that, Jared Hughes starts to loosen up in the bullpen.
Backdoor slider, I think. First and third really took a toll.
Him out looking. It's his first 1-2-3 inning. Morrison not happy with the call. Tied at 3. cheer on the Buccos as their division rivals, the Cubs, come to town Monday through Wednesday. Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday afternoon, a 1:35 matinee game. Use your PNC check card. It's a discount game. Get up to $10 off when you use your PNC check card. The ticket windows at PNC Park. Go to Pirates.com this Wednesday and save up to $10 using your PNC check card. Walker, McCutchen, and Jones. And looking as though that is it for Correa.
Somebody in the pen. I don't think it's Hughes, though.
No, he gets Resop up.
A long way from the pitcher spot. Walker just the number 2 hitter in the order.
Velasco has struck out 6. A soft single for Walker in the first, and a ground out to Carlos Lee his last time up in the third. Velasco just 72 pitches. Two and 2 on Neil Walker. Came in batting .298, average now at .299. Velasco's record 8-7, 4.47 ERA. That's hammered to right. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Neil Walker unties it. Rips his 8th home run of the year over the Clemente wall.
Ricky Velasco knows this is not the Pirates he's used to. He's now given up 2 home runs to Pirates in his career, both tonight. Extra base hits. Yeah, here they come.
Here come the Bucks. The battling Bucks of 2012. And this is a base hit to left for McCutchen. He's 2 for 3.
Take a look at that home run again. The only question here, Greg, is this ball going to get high enough to get over the wall? Lined out. Oh, Velasco. See where he loved to right there to the ground. He knew it.
How about the bench?
That's a happy, happy bench nowadays, isn't it?
Walker describing it to Presley.
These guys are loving coming to the ballpark. I think they all get here at noon every day.
Yeah. Just an hour after we do.
Yeah. Well, you do.
Oh, I was kidding. But kind of like the fans. I mean, they're hanging out at the ballpark way earlier than ever before. They're anxious to get through these gates.
Can't wait to see it. They can't wait to see it. They can't wait to get on the field and play the game. Flex.
Yeah. Velasco had not allowed a home run in his previous 4 starts. 2 games against the Cardinals, 1 against the Phillies, and last time against the Washington Nationals.
See the pitches that he has gone to when he's in the 2-strike situations. A lot of sliders. Walker's home run was a 2-strike slider that ended up in the bleachers. When you look at the 2-strike scenarios, look at those percentages, you get a real good idea of what the pitcher thinks is his strikeout pitch.
Again, concerned about McCutchen, who we've said a lot over the past several days. He has essentially shut down the running game, and right now he's going to take a seat.
Might as well. Caballo's walking the ball to the mound. That breaking ball. And look at the reaction. Looking at the mound. Knows it's gone. It's a bad feeling, Greg. You always immediately want to get a baseball in your hand. You turn to the umpire right away.
Give it to me now.
Yeah, give me the ball. I want the ball now. Some umpires would make you wait until the guys, whoever hit it, circled the bases. That was very frustrating. For some reason, you felt better once you got a ball back in your hand. Change up. Saw the wiggling of the fingers.
High fly ball to right.
Didn't get it. Too high. He missed that on the bat. He hits that ball a quarter of an inch lower. That's out on the Riverwalk.
Yeah. Wade LeBlanc loosens for the Marlins. And on deck is the left-hand hitter Alvarez. And again, concerned. McCutchen, whose last stolen base was June the 19th. The end of the bat.
You know, as a defender, even if McCutchen hasn't been running, says that he's going to back off, you can't act like that. You can't take that at face value. With that tremendous speed he has, you still have to defend him. Be quick to the plate. Vary your times as far as how long you're going to hold the ball in the stretch position. Throw over there every now and then. All that stuff, just like. He's a great base stealer.
Little play ball. And Velasco gets McGee to hit into the twin killing 6-4-3. Neil Walker leading off this bottom of the 5th inning. Unloads. Number 8. Gives the Bucks the lead 4-3. game. Pirates thought maybe they had nailed Bonifacio, the attempted steal. Safe call at second, but wait a minute. Freeze cam shows you that Walker did apply the tag. Emilio Bonifacio. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Cross Brewed Coors Light. Rajas, the one hopper, and a nice tag applied by Neil Walker, but Bonifacio was called safe, and he scored on a ground out.
You know, Greg, we were talking about what different things feel like on how about as a runner, what do you feel like when you know you're out and you look up and you see the safe sign?
Oh, yeah. Reprieve.
Yeah, Bonifacio, he had to feel the glove as he's sliding in on his hand, but then he saw he was safe. Rhysop's numbers this year. Good, solid ERA. 45 innings coming out of the pen.
Correa threw 94 pitches, 67 of them for strikes. Virgiano, and then the left-handed hitting Dobbs and Infante against Chris Rhysop. Clint Hurdle will look to get 4 innings out of the bullpen. And Kevin Correa would be in line for another victory. James McDonald went only 5 on Wednesday. And 1.
Big pluses. You don't have the starters going real deep. Is having Lincoln out there in that bullpen. Had a few times now where he has come in and been able to easily chew through 2 or 3 innings. He's become pretty valuable, I think, to Clint Hurdle as a reliever.
There he is.
Yep. Not sure where his career path will take him, but you know, right now, being a middle reliever, I mean, he's just doing a great job at it.
Rhysop gets Luciano to line out to center. Lincoln's name has been out there. Trade rumor circles. Tied to a couple of clubs.
That's the tough side of trying to make a trade is, you know, you're going to have to give something up.
And as Neil Huntington pointed out the other day when we talked to him on Sunday, he is absolutely thinking about and maybe even concerned with that team chemistry aspect of it. You have to balance that whole thing when you make a trade. I think this would be the toughest time to be a general manager. Especially when you look at the differences between these clubs, this Pirates club. It's like 2 different clubs, certainly offensively. From the team we saw in April and May struggle to score a run, to the one we've seen since almost June 1st directly that date.
The thing that, Greg, that, you know, your point about this being the toughest time, kind of almost like a scary time for a general manager.
He's hugging the line, and that's a fair ball.
Very nice. You know, the moves you make during the offseason, going into the season. There's Neil. You feel like if something didn't go right, you got time to make changes. You make moves at the trading deadline, season's over in 2 months. There's not time to make anything to go a different direction.
Well,
what's happening
they
there?
Called this a foul ball. They're going to have the umpires gather here. But from fair ball to foul ball, and Hurdle comes out and said, "What's the deal?"
Are they saying maybe it
hit him?
did it come off Dobbs' foot?
Seeing if maybe C.B. Buckner saw it differently.
Dobbs must have said it came off his foot, and somebody agreed.
There we go.
Well, no, they didn't agree.
Now here's a guy that's not going to agree, and it's Ozzie Guillen. Who makes the decision, he says. First words. Well, he is always on the go, isn't he, Bob? You watch him in the dugout. He's always looking around.
Yeah.
He's just starting to get heated up now. It's been a frustrating first season as skipper. Crew chief Dale Scott, the first base umpire. Mark Wegner behind home plate. C.B. Buckner at third. Doesn't look like Guillen's going to be leaving anytime soon.
Wasn't the play originally called an out?
I thought so.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it wasn't like they changed the call, which to me is like would cause a major argument.
Well, they're giving Guillen a lot of leeway here. Finally, he heads back to the dugout. Well, we'll take a look, see what we might find on the replay.
Close. Might have nicked him in the foot. No reaction from him whatsoever.
Obviously not. He takes off right away running.
It looked like home plate umpire called it foul, though. The home plate umpire immediately put up both hands to say foul ball.
What must that be like for the home plate umpire to put up his hands and see the guy sprinting to first?
Well, what I'm saying is I was wrong. The call was changed. Because watch the home plate umpire. He puts up both hands signifying foul ball. Right there. He's calling it foul. So the play was changed. The home plate umpire immediately called foul ball. And I can understand why Ozzie was not happy with that, because
you changed it from foul.
Well, what happened here is they got together, they had a meeting, and somebody convinced Wegner that he didn't see what he saw. And so that's why the first question was, whose call is this? You called it foul. How can you change your mind?
Fonte offered. Tried to check it. It's 1-2.
It looked to me like they got the play right. But if I'm in the Marlin dugout, I'm not real happy with the plate umpire calling a foul ball and then having it overruled.
Just fouled off. One ball, two strikes. It's 2-2.
It was interesting to watch how different pitchers set the ball in their glove. Rhysop every time sets four-seam fastball. A lot of guys they like the ball set in there. One of the difficult grips to get, so they can change it to the fastball.
Up with it, Barmes quickly to first. 1, 2, 3 for Rhysop.
4-3 lead. Now it's time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. And this was another Pedro Alvarez blast as he takes a breaking ball and just smashes it over the right field fence. The Pirate power display continues. Today's Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
393 feet. That home run.
And he's just getting started. That was the appetizer. Now he's going to move on to his first main entree. He didn't like it. He sent it back.
One away. Velasco has given up 2 home runs tonight. The Alvarez dinger that got the Bucks their second run to within 1. They tied it on a base hit by Barmes, and then the Walker home run untied it in the 5th. Barajas doubled following the Alvarez homer.
Almost had a long one of his own. One hopper over the left field fence. And one thing, when we get the shots of the dugout, there's a lot of baseball being talked in there. I mean, it's constant. Especially from that spot down toward the end. They are, and you can tell by the hand motion that they're talking about, you know, the flight of the baseball and that sort of thing, swings. They're talking about Walker's home run, about how it had that good back spin and easy carry over the fence.
Line drive to left field. That's just foul.
That backspin very important to the hitters, that they, you know, when they're trying to get the ball to carry for extra bases or to get up over a fence, it's just like an outfielder trying to throw home. You want that perfect backspin, and that keeps the ball elevated longer. What a home run haircut, didn't it?
Yes. Who else got a little home run haircut? Strikeout. 2 away. Brings up Barmes.
I could get a little touch up today.
Styled nicely. That's not just a haircut. That must have taken a couple hours. It's kind of a new look for you too, I think.
No, that's not a new look.
No.
As soon as I walked through the door today, what did I see? First thing since I walked through the door.
Oh, the bar,
the
salon.
Exactly.
The salon.
Right. It's everywhere. Oh, come on, baby.
Deep to center.
That maybe.
Barmes flies out. And the Pirates go down in order.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by Chevy Cruze, which offers EPA estimated 42 mpg highway. Let's go Bucks!
Well, they've been flying the colors around the Berg a lot this year. And how about the Pirates' home record? 29-14. Leading 4-3. Rhysop had a 1-2-3-6. Faces John Buck and then a pinch hitter.
Isn't that always what they say, the recipe for winning teams? Play just a little bit above 500 out on the road and then dominate at home. And that certainly is the Pirates are doing. They're playing great baseball here at PNC Park.
How about 21-6 since May the 12th? Best home record in the major leagues. The Pirates. Marlins on the road, 4 games under 500. This road trip started at Wrigley. They'll go back home after this series. Take on Atlanta and San Diego, the Marlins. Who are 6.5 back in the wild card, but they have a bunch of teams in front of them. The wild cards, plural. 10 back in the division.
Well, it's going to be exciting, that one-game playoff.
Yeah. Rhysop. Great work so far. Back down to Dan Potash.
Well, guys, I don't want to look too far ahead, but we did just get some information from Altoona. Before the Pirates open up the 2013 season, they will meet the Curve in Altoona. The exhibition game is scheduled for Saturday, March the 30th at 2 p.m. It'll mark the second time that these two teams have met, the first one coming back in 2000. If I'm correct, just over 7,300 people saw that game. I know it can seat more now, so I would expect that number to be broken. Kind of cool, though.
That is cool. It's neat for the Pirates to go to their minor league affiliates. Get a chance for folks in Altoona to see the big league club play again. By the way, the Curve playing Erie tonight, trailing that one
Back
in the 6th.
Back in the 70s and 80s, that was kind of standard fare. That the big league team would go and play a game, even a couple of games maybe. You know, one of their AA affiliates and one it's AAA.
Yeah, I imagine that could be probably a possibility. Pirates play Altoona, maybe go to Victory Field in Indianapolis one of these days.
Used to happen quite a bit. I think when I was with I want to say the Braves, we went to here's another guess, almost Birmingham, Alabama, and played I think it was a Southern League All-Star team during the season. Yeah, there was a lot of that sort of thing used to go on. Go and support the minor leagues, the affiliates.
One-time Marlin on the mound right now, Chris Rhysop, and in Altoona, former Marlins pitcher Logan Kensing on in relief for the Pirates AA affiliate, the Curve. Donovan Solano, the pinch hitter. The Bucks up by 1. Nolasco goes 6. 4 runs on 8 hits. Nolasco walked 1, struck out 7, gave up 2 home runs. First time in his career against the Pirates he has allowed a home run. a base hit. One out single for the pinch hitter. So he's on for Jose Reyes.
He gave the dugout, the Marlin dugout, a little sign. I forgot about theirs. Like a kind of a V in front of your eye. We saw that when we were down in Miami. That's something they tried to get going down there, but to catch on, you got to win.
It really works well when you win.
Yeah. I didn't see the Brewers doing anything. They've always had something going over the last couple of years. Now they're not winning, and somebody gets a hit, they just kind of round the base. That's it. They did that monster thing for a while there.
I remember asking Hurdle about that last year. What he thinks of that. He said, yeah, you don't like it? Beat him.
Casey was a Brewer, and he used to do that, the monster thing when he got their hits. Now he's had to learn the Z.
When he was the hitting coach at Texas, they would do that. The antlers, the claw.
It's all for fun, all good stuff. There are some cases, I think, where maybe it's been taken a little too far. As long as it's just a fun thing, I think it's great.
Still keep respectful of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why I didn't care for that Brewers thing. I didn't think that was very respectful after they won ball games to untuck their jerseys. And then, Rafael Soriano, I can't believe the Yankees allow that. He does that after every save. But teach his own. And a base hit. Putting runners at first and second. Third hit for Reyes.
Well stung ground ball, but it also was perfectly placed. Well stung ground ball can be an easy double play if it's hit right at somebody. It's that element of luck that always comes into the game.
Bonifacio coming up and Hurdle out to make a double switch here. The home plate umpire Mark Wegner going over the changes. 2 on, 1 out. New reliever coming on. And great shots from the HEH cam and all over the ballpark. Rooting on their Buccos. Big crowd. Jordy Mercer part of this double switch. Looking as though Clint Hurdle's looking to get some innings out of Jared Hughes. As the pitcher's spot due up first in the bottom of the inning. Although it's interesting because you would think the 8th inning would be Grilli, but we'll see. Bonifacio at the plate. Potential tying run in scoring position. Bonifacio singled and scored in the first, stole a couple bases, scored on a ground out by Carlos Lee, struck out his second at bat against Kevin Correa and grounded out in the 5th. In the dirt, and it's 2-0. Aesop faced 6 batters, retired the first 4. Falls behind 3-0.
Jared is brought in this game in this situation because he has this real good two-seam fastball, the sinker, and they're looking for a ground ball. But now that it's 3-0, he's got to bring this ball up, get it high enough to where he knows it's going to be a strike for sure, like that last pitch. And of course, if you bring the sinker up and get it up there about belt high, then it's not necessarily a ground ball pitch anymore.
Ground ball, short. Gonna have to really be quick, but no chance with the speedy Bonifacio. Hit the middleman for the second out.
A smart play by Walker. Just keep the ball in your pocket. Don't take a chance throwing it over there. Could get away. Anything might happen. Throw a short hop. You have that tying run at third base.
It's now Hughes against Carlos Lee, who is nothing out of 3, but his ground out in the first brought in a run. Toward the right center gap. Who wants it? All right. Jones catches it, and Hughes gets the 2 outs. Preserving the lead for now. 7th inning stretch. Big crowd on hand here at PNC Park. Going to enjoy the singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game and game 1 of this 3-game series between the Pirates and the Marlins. You're watching it all on Root Sports.
And join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
again, great shots from the HEH cam. The Pirates lead at 4-3. Not necessarily a beautiful night in the Berg, but the rain has stayed away almost since about 6 o'clock. The game goes on uninterrupted, started on time. Go Bucks here on Root Sports. First and 3 with the fish. Pirates trying to keep pace with the Reds. Milwaukee has scored a run. It's 3-1 currently. First place Reds, a half game up on the Buccos. That game is in Cincinnati and in the 8th inning. New pitcher is the left-hander Mike Dunn. And he'll face Jordy Mercer, part of that double switch. We were kind of wondering if Grilli was available. Assumed he would be, but with the double switch, I figured they were looking to get more than just a couple outs out of Hughes. But now Grilli is loosening, and so that appears to be it for Hughes. Have to wait and see what went into that. And Grilli getting ready for the 8th. It's Jordy Mercer leading off for the Pirates in the 7th. And it's 0-2. Great work from Hughes. Top 1 1/3 scoreless. Hughes gets 2 outs.
The Pirates had a Mike Dunn years ago.
Yeah.
He came over in the Van Slyke LaValliere trade for Tony Pena. 3-for-1 deal.
He was a right-hander. Dunne.
It looked like that trade first took place after that first year that he was going to be the best of the 3. He really pitched well for the Pirates as a starter that first year.
Got some Rookie of the Year votes.
He did a great job. He was a sinker slider guy, if I remember right. A lot of ground balls, but he couldn't make it last. Of course, LaValliere and Van Slyke had great careers.
Jordy Mercer for the line and left. And thinking 2, and he's sprinting for second, and he's there easily as the throw goes past second all the way to Carlos Lee. Jordy Mercer has himself a leadoff double. It's his 3rd major league hit in 17 at-bats, and it's his 2nd double.
Look, it's a little smile on his face. I'm sure that Luis Severio had a little kind thing to say there. Made him laugh. Right down the middle. Put it on a tee, and that's the way you're supposed to hit it when they put it down the middle.
Now Presley. Corners are in there expecting this. Insurance run there at second. 9th hit for the Pirates.
All Alex has to do is lay this punt down toward the 3rd baseline and make Dobbs field the ball. If Dobbs has to come and field the ball, he's done his job. Punt it nice and firm right at Dobbs. Carlos Lee kind of not doing a whole lot over at first base. You could bunt it over there too. Carlos charged hard there for about 2 steps.
So that's an option, huh?
That's an option, yeah. He came in hard for about 2 steps. That last pitch. The real aggressive first baseman is going to be halfway to the plate right now.
I think he's cut back on those steps. I think he took 1 step in.
As a first baseman here, you have no responsibilities back there where he's standing right now. What you're trying to do, watch him break, you need to be in there. That's where you need to be on that. So if the ball is bunted to you, you make them pay by throwing the ball to third. for bunting it the wrong direction. I mean, that's hysterical. If that's how he's going to charge, he might as well just stand next to the bag and take the throw. Don't even come in at all. Just go ahead and have the second baseman hold the runner on. The shortstop can maybe go to third.
Now, all kidding aside, this really is an option for Presley.
Oh, heck
right?
Yeah. It would make, I mean,
it kind of makes his job a little bit easier here.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, it would have. I know, but it almost looked to me like, I don't know that Presley.
It didn't make any difference where he bunted the ball.
Yeah, it
could have bunted to the third, could have bunted to first. Just don't bunt one hopper straight back to the mound, and the sacrifice was accomplished.
Bad at bat there for Presley. Strikeout, one away. 37,193. Sellout number 10. Seeing the Pirates come back again. Down 2-0 after a half. Got a run. The Garrett Jones single in the bottom of the first. Marlins scored a run in the fourth inning off Correa to make it 3-1, but the Pirates scored twice in the bottom of the fourth inning to tie it up. Home run by Alvarez. And a run-scoring single from Barmes, and then this man, Neil Walker, homered, his second hit. And home run, his 8th of the year, giving the Pirates this 4-3 lead. And now he swings around and bats from the right side against the lefty Mike Dunn. .281 average from this side of the plate.
Not a happy player right now. Knows he didn't get the job done.
Backhanded. And on the first, the runner still at second, and now with 2 outs. And now it's looking as though they'll just work around McCutchen, and Garrett Jones coming on deck. Andrew McCutchen, 22 homers. Pedro Alvarez hit his 20th tonight. How about this note? PNC achievement. First ever Pirates duo with 20-plus homers through 92 team games.
That is pretty amazing.
That is incredible. 126 years, and they've had some mashers over the years.
That's Kutch sanity.
Yeah. That's the only way to say it.
The sign store is just working out overtime, pumping out these signs. Amazing.
I don't know where they get them.
Sign store, they're in the strip this time.
Oh, it isn't? That what it is? It's going to be pretty busy. So they will intentionally walk McCutchen, of course. The left-hand hitting Garrett Jones on deck. Much to the displeasure of the home crowd.
They want to see him hit. This is a pretty big no-brainer here.
8th intentional walk.
That's
Chicken.
right. Chicken.
It's the 8th intentional walk.
I've seen that chicken before somewhere.
Yeah. Montreal, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I said. There's number 4. Well, here, listen.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Oh, brings back memories there.
Yep.
That's the old Montreal chicken sound. I heard it.
You don't know the story. Bob threw up there as a pitcher about how many times, do you know?
I put up about 12, 13 chickens.
Just trying to see how many they could actually fit on that scoreboard.
The overhead projector.
Yeah. Basically, that's what it was back in those days.
Came in 3rd all time. I didn't realize that.
Third? I thought you would have broken a record.
No, it was 3rd.
Oh. Jones 5 for his last 9 against left-handed pitching.
If I knew they were keeping track, I would have.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know at the time. Found out the last year. We were out there for the last year, and there were putting things that had happened in Olympic Stadium in the paper, you know, since it was the last season. That was one of them. They kept track. I was third. Pretty amazing.
Messinger. The amazing Jones had gone hitless against lefties going back to August of last year, before he singled a couple of weeks ago. I think against Mark Shipsinski. It was an infield single.
You never know with Garrett, though, in lefties. I remember spring training a few years back, taking Sabathia way out of the ballpark up in Tampa on a fastball in. He turned on and smoked it out of there.
So after starting this season 0 for 12 against lefties, 5 for his last 9, but in the hole 1 and 2. Checks.
Oh, he didn't go.
A pretty big lift for these Marlins to get out of it. Lead off double by Mercer. Just held on.
No swing.
Mike Dunn then got Presley to strike out as Presley was unable to move the runner on the bunt tries, and with 2 strikes swung and missed. Walker bounced to short. The intentional walk to McCutchen. Jones trying to make them pay for that. 3 and 2. And if Jones reaches, McGee would face a right-hander, likely, loosening in the bullpen. Edward Mujica.
Give him the hook.
It's hook biting time.
Didn't have any nails to bite.
Three and 2. Checks.
No, he didn't swing.
Oh, C.D. Butler said he did. This is a strikeout. They're the first to complete the K. Head to the 8th. More on defense, brought to you by Home Depot. Take a look at the way the double play is turned by Neil Walker. around the horn. The second inning. Doing more on defense from Home Depot. Lucas Hernandez takes over in right field for Garrett Jones. And it is Jason Grilli here in the 8th. We've talked about this a couple of times earlier in the year and asking Jason Grilli about that routine. He does it each and every time he goes to the mound before making that pitch. Drawing in the dirt, inscribing CG for his grandmother, Catherine Gianpietro, who passed away back in 2004. TM for his close friend from his high school years up in Syracuse, Tim Metzger, who died on a basketball court several years ago. This ball popped up for the first out, and JG for his son Jace, and finally the sign of the cross, as really does before he throws first pitch in each appearance. Justin Ruggiano with one away. Ruggiano 0 for 3. Lined out to center field against Rysop in the 6th. Again, this is still Correa's game to win. And line to left. Ruggiano has the 11th hit of the game for the Fish.
Look at the location. The fastball went right after him. What you have to do coming out of the bullpen, there's no room for error, but at the same time, the last thing you can have happen is to have those base on balls or walks. Cincinnati beat Milwaukee 3-1 now. Final.
Need the W. 3 solo homers. Zach Cozart, Jay Bruce, Scott Rowland. As Homer Bailey beat Marco Estrada.
Grilli has been very good in this role this year. It's a kind of a spot that is a sore spot with many teams, trying to find somebody that can be reliable in the 8th and get the game to the closer.
Dobbs 1 out of 3. In case you didn't hear earlier, Hanley Ramirez is out. Swelling in the hand related to an injury he suffered when he punched a cooling fan during the July 8th game in St. Louis. Team infected. 1-1. Sometimes our man Pete Toma can't help himself.
Another hand injury.
Yep. We should have a little sound effect with that, shouldn't we? Yeah. One ball, one strike. Broken bat roller to second. Quick tag, yep, got him, and on the first, the stumble.
I'll tell you what.
Neil Walker playing some kind of D this year at second base.
He's the star of the game.
What a play.
The home run, the defense, he's doing everything tonight. What a game.
The real deal. Neil Walker doing it with his glove and his bat. And the Pirates head to the bottom of the 8th inning, still leading 4-3. Another look.
You got to come get the ball quick as you can. You get that tag put on, and then make the throw to first.
Even if you don't make the tag, make
Hey,
that
well,
throw.
it's close. It's close. Dan Iasanya did not have the right angle. I mean, he's in a position that he's supposed to be in. But look, the runner is in between he and Walker. So there's no way he can actually see a tag or a no tag. The best he can do is take a guess at it as to whether he was touched or not.
You know, regardless of whether he was touched or not, still, as you said, Walker's the star of the game, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Playing a fantastic game. Hitting the ball, but his defense tonight has really stood out to me. Making some great plays. His defense, though, it stands out night after night. He has become incredibly solid out there at second base. He's a heady player. One of the defensive plays that I liked tonight was when he didn't do anything. He got a throw from I can't remember now if it was Barmes or third base, and didn't try to turn.
Yeah.
Held on to it. Tying run was rounding third base. He knew that, hey, why throw to first base? I got maybe a 1 out of 100 shot of getting a double play here. Just hold on to the ball. Here's that play again, and you can definitely see from this angle, no touch here. That's just a great play. You looked at the Marlin dugout, they were all yelling safe. They had a good angle. They could see that there was no touch. But from where a second base umpire has to position himself there on the infield, on the inside, not going to be, that's one play you're not going to be able to see that tag. You can't look through the runner, so you don't know.
And where Mojica takes over, strikes out McGee to start the 8th.
But the reason I like that Walker play where he did nothing, I think that shows that it's not just physical athleticism and stuff.
Right?
He's using his head as much as he is his physical abilities to play defense with. That would not have been a smart throw to throw the ball to first. Smart thing, hold on to the ball. It's just like I see Andrew McCutchen kind of doing the same thing, evolving as a defender out in center field. We don't see those long throws going, home into third base, over cutoff man ahead anymore. How many times now does he go back and just throw the ball to second? I mean, both guys they're really evolved as defenders.
Check out the Budweiser Bow Tie Bar, located behind section 101 out by right field. This exciting new area featuring a full service bar, weather protected dining space, and much more. Bring your group, enjoy a private dining space, or stop by during the game and take in the action. For more info, call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS or go to Pirates.com. Budweiser Bow Tie Bar. A couple of strikeouts for Mojica, and now it's Barajas. Hanrahan getting ready.
Getting close. Clock is ticking. Foul ball.
Two on Barajas. Doubled in the 4th. He has popped up and struck out. Strikes out the side in order, so it is hammer time with a 1-run lead. Infante, Buck, and a pinch hitter due up.
baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jeep. Now get a great deal on a legendary Jeep vehicle at the Jeep Summer Clearance Event. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Levin Furniture and the all-new Levin Mattress Stores. For a great deal on a new bed, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Nissan presents the road ahead. There's the schedule for the Pirates after winning the last two in Coors Field. Tonight leading by a run against the Marlins. 2 more with the Fish, then the Cubs in town, then on the road. Extended stay in Houston, 3 in Chicago, and then to Cincinnati. And the next 12 games against teams with losing records. We always point out and stress that never a guarantee. But we do like their chances. Good teams usually beat clubs with losing records, and that's what the Pirates have done a lot this season. Here's Hanrahan, a lot of saves, 26. 2 behind Craig Kimbrell of the Braves for the league lead. Omar Infante is 1 for 3 tonight.
Joel's beard is really coming in nice.
That is.
Nice and long.
Yep. Asked the other day if he was going to go Bagwell on us, and Jeff Bagwell got it down to that almost a ZZ Top.
You have to take it through the winter. Maybe he's spring training.
He wouldn't commit.
Oh, he's got it.
Let's get that going. 1 ball, 1 strike on Infante. Line drive past Jordy Mercer. Single for Infante.
See how close Jordy came to that one. Like he might have had a shot at it. That go off the end of the glove or underneath? Oh, over the top, right over the like over his thumb.
Mercer in as part of that double switch. And the 7th. Hanrahan now with leadoff hit. Faces John Buck, who's 2 for 3. Punched the ball in the air.
It didn't run.
One out.
That'd been great if Barajas could have got in the trap. It had been an easy double play. Watch Buck. He doesn't run. He's upset with himself, so he didn't even put the bat down. Now, if you trap that, you got an easy double play. Because obviously the runner at first has to go back. So all you got to do is throw the ball over to Walker. He's got to tag the runner, then tag the base. Double play.
Here's Austin Kearns, the veteran, batting for Mojica. 2 out of 14 off the bench.
The reason that Barajas has to make that play, or that call.
Up the middle, and a base hit. And going to third base, the speedy Infante. It's first and third, and now the tying run 90 feet away.
Not good. I don't know if McCutchen would have had a play or not if he would have handled it cleanly. I kind of thought maybe he would have had a play though. Take a look. Round ball up the middle. Nah, I don't think he's going to throw him out. Infante just too quick there.
Well, you wonder if he'd even thrown to third base.
No, I don't think so.
Keep that double play in order, even though Hanrahan more of a strikeout guy. And now it's Reyes, who has 3 hits. And the infield creeps in. Reyes 1 for 11 with 5 strikeouts in his career against Hanrahan. And this is where Hanrahan would love to get a K. The pop up going to be out of play.
So we got that double play on that popped up bunt now. Hey, I'll finish up real quick. The reason Barajas has to make that call because the guy catching it can't see that the guy that bunted it is not running. The only guy that has that everything in front of him is the catcher. Casey doesn't know that unless Barajas yells trap it. Get that in real quick.
One ball, one strike. Numbers we mentioned there, 1 for 11, 5 strikeouts. And a pinch runner now over at first base. It's going to be Hanley Ramirez. Sore hand, but able to pinch run. Runs for Kearns. One ball, one strike. Ramirez, by the way, has 13 steals in 17 attempts. 1-2.
Kind of wonder if the Pirates could even take a chance at the throw. They're not going for a double play, so does it matter really to them if he steals or not? I think they just let him go. Got all that speed at third base.
Can Hanrahan strike out Reyes, keep that man at third? The tying run potentially. 1-2 pitch. There goes the runner. It's a strikeout. And down to their last out as Ramirez swipes second on the strikeout of Reyes. Boy, what a situation now. Bonifacio. A base hit through the infield would likely give them the lead.
Joe gets two strikes on somebody. He goes that hard slider. That's a lot of swings as that ball just hits the dirt a little bit beyond the plate.
And now 37,193 standing, trying to coax the last out here out of Hanrahan, facing Bonifacio. 0 for 7 lifetime against Hanrahan with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Carlos Lee on deck. Strike one.
Bonifacio. Wow. Thought he was trying to get thrown out.
Well, that would have been nice.
What a reaction after a strike one call. It's not strike 3. You got 2 left. The ball is a little high.
Wow, I'm surprised that that's unbelievable parking like that. 0-1. 0-2. The Hammer trying to save it for Correa and keep the Buccos just a half game back of the Reds in the Central.
That slider that bounces in between the plate and Barajas. Kind of want to bounce like right at the point.
Shaking off. And now Nowden. 0-2. He struck him out! Raise the Jolly Roger! Number 27 for the Hammer.
That's vintage Hanrahan right there. Needing a couple of strikeouts, tying run at third, only 1 out, and he went to the whip. And went away from the slider there. I thought for sure he would go slider there with 2 strikes. He just overpowered him. Went fastball. Threw it right by him. This is a great win. How about Mr. Walker? What a great game for him.
Absolutely. Neil Walker, 2 for 4. The home run that gave the Pirates the lead. It made it 4-3 back in the 5th inning, and the bullpen shut it down the rest of the way. Resop, Hughes, Grilly, and Hanrahan. Buccos win it 4-3. Let's go to Paul and T.
What an absolutely incredible finish to that. Little bit of diciness there.